Hey guys, it's Duyen. Welcome back to my channel. So this little setting is a little weird. I broke one of my umbrella lights, like the light bulb just shattered because I was trying to plug it into like a plug that was a little too far away, and then it just tilted over and shattered all my hopes and dreams. So I just kind of had to come up with this and make this work. I hope that it's okay. I just wanted to put that out there in case the lighting is a little bit weird or a little bit off. Yeah. Alright, so today's video is something that has been highly requested for the longest time, and I'm finally able to film it. I feel like I never was able to film it because I just had to prepare everything that I was gonna say. It is about Sigma brushes. So I am going to be telling you guys my top Sigma brushes. I have face brushes here and eye brushes. This video is not sponsored by Sigma. Some of these I purchased on my own and some of these were sent to me by them to try out. They did not ask me to do this video, so don't even go there. So I do have a discount code with Sigma. It is just my first name, Duyen. If you guys are uncomfortable using my discount code because it is an affiliate code, then you don't have to. There's so many other different codes out there. And I also have a link down below to all the brushes that I mentioned. Once again, they are going to be affiliate links. Like I said, if you don't feel comfortable with it, you can definitely go on Sigma's website and look up these brushes yourself, and that way, you know, there is no affiliate anything. I just want to say, you guys, that I really do swear by Sigma. Like, they are the brand for me that makes probably the best quality brushes. Every brush that I've ever purchased from them and every brush that they've ever sent me has lasted me, you know, a pretty long time and has been sturdy. Like any other brand that I've used they've either started shedding really fast, or, you know, their bristles start getting really rough, or they just start falling apart. And Sigma has just been my go-to. Also, Sigma brushes, if you can feel the weight, they're very steady. Like literally when you're blending your eyeshadow, you want your brush to feel like some type of weight. Or you want to be able to feel some type of weight because it'll really help you get that control. And also the face brushes, like they hold weight to them, and it just lets you know that these brushes were made like with good quality. Also, Sigma is sold at Nordstrom, so I would think that if something is sold at Nordstrom, like it's bougie, honey. So I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not shading any other brush brand. There's other brush brands that I really do love, but I'm just saying Sigma is my number one, and you can definitely quote me on that. We're gonna go into face brushes first. The first one that I want to talk about is the Sigma 3D HD Kabuki brush. So this, when I first got sent this one, I was kind of like, it's a little bit weird. I didn't know exactly what to use it for, but I kind of looked up like different YouTube videos and different reviews, and it's supposed to be a foundation brush. I like that it kind of has this, like these two slants, and there's like a really thin line right here, because that really helps when you have to go into like the cracks and crevices of your face, and you don't realize it, but when you're using like a flat top or like a rounded foundation brush, it's, you know, when you're going here, you're like, you know what I mean? It's a little bit difficult. With this, it's a lot easier. And of course, like getting the brow and the middle of the brows and all that stuff, it's easier to not make a mess with this one. That's why I like it so much. Now, you guys know when you watch my videos that I don't really use foundation brushes, and most of the time I use a beauty blender because that's just how I like to apply my foundation. But because, you know, some foundations can't really be used with a beauty blender, like especially stick foundations, I don't like to blend that out with a beauty blender because I feel like I'm wasting a lot of product. I like to grab this baby here. Okay, next we have the F40. So this is a contour brush, and oh my god, this saved my life. So I've had, you know, a bunch of different contour brushes, and I feel like this one is the perfect size to use. This one like just gets right into that contour, chisel that cheek so easily. You can either use it like this to bronze, and then you can use it like this to really cut out that cheek. And I just think that it's very versatile. It's so easy to use, and I have this in my brush belt for my freelancing kit because I'm like, I need it when I'm working on clients. I don't have time to be switching out all these different brushes. I just need something that's going to be quick. Oh, also, I didn't mention, but the Sigma brushes, their names are, it's like a letter and then a number. So the eye brushes all start with an E, and then the face brushes all start with an F, and then there's like a number for it. All right, next I have the F15, and this is a stippling blush brush. I love it because I love stippling brushes, and a lot of people ask me, they're like, why do you use, you know, those types of brushes? Like, what is it really for? And I find that when I use, you know, these types of brushes, it doesn't pick up a large amount of product. So when I'm swirling my brush into my blush pan, I get really scared that I will pick up too much because, I mean, blush is not one of those things that you want to use too much of. You want to be very careful, and this really helps you with that because these bristles are very thinned out at the end, so it doesn't pick up a lot of product, and it really helps you get that nice blend. And this is like the perfect size. I totally apologize that my brushes are dirty, but it's because I use it every single day, so you know, it's gonna be very hard to catch me using clean brushes. I know I should be washing my brushes a lot, but all right, the last face brush that we're going to talk about is the F35. This is the tapered highlighter brush, and oh my god, I love this brush because it just picks up the right amount of highlight. Like, you know, I like to glow, and I know you like to glow. So when you're using a fan brush, it's kind of like, let me just a little more. No, with this one, you kind of just gotta go in like twice, maybe 3 times, I don't know. But it really packs on that highlight because this is fluffy, but it's still a little bit dense. And at the same time, you can still control how much you're putting on because you don't have to just like really swirl it in. A lot of times what I do is I kind of tap it into the pan just to get a little bit on here, and then I go in like this. And it just gives you this phenomenal highlight, and it does the job really quickly. And because it's tapered, it's also very easy to highlight your nose like this, and then like right here. So it just makes things so much easier for you. I highly recommend this if you are looking for a good highlighting brush, or if you work on a lot of clients. I really do recommend this brush right here. Another thing that you can use the F35 for is to set your under eyes or bake your under eyes, whatever you want to use it for. Because it is kind of dense and because it's tapered, you can like really pat on that powder to really set your face. So this has many uses. I literally own like 3 of these, you guys. So moving on to eye brushes, the first one is the Sigma E35. So this has been one of my babies. This was one of the first brushes I ever purchased from them. And this is a copper edition, so it's a little bit more expensive than the silver chrome, but for me, I was just being extra. It was the first time I was ever buying like nice brushes for myself. I had just started getting into makeup. This was like a little less than 2 years ago, and I was so in love. I was like, oh my god, copper brushes, a bitch what? So yeah, I was too excited, and I just had to get it. But I love this, and the reason why I bought this was because Jaclyn Hill talks about it a lot. I think it's Jaclyn Hill and What Would Lizzie Do? Or was it Amanda Ensing? I don't remember. I used to watch all of them like all the time. So one of them or all of them talked about this a lot. And for me, this is the perfect brush for transition color. It is that perfect brush to put that first transition or second transition color on to really get it all over your crease and get that nice blend because it's so fluffy. It's definitely not too big. And what's great too is that when you have hooded eyes or when you have very small lid space, this is the perfect brush for your transition. Like, especially their E40, which is a little bit bigger than this, is for me too huge for me to even get a nice transition. But on my clients who do have really big eyelid space or really big creases, it works great for them. If you're somebody who has like bigger eyelid space, then that E40 would probably be the better transition brush for you. But if you're somebody who has like smaller lid space, then I think the E35 would be perfect. Hi! Say hi! Oh no, don't fall! Say hi! Say hi! Say hi, my name's Scar. My name's Scarlett. I'm wearing an old collar because I got pee on my other one. Because I got pee on my new collar, so I have to wear an old collar. Huh. Huh, are you bad? Are you bad? Say hi. Say hi. You're getting so big. Oh. And now we have the E25. So this is the E35's little sister. It's definitely smaller. And it is a little bit tapered. I like this because it's a little bit tapered and it's really thin. I like that it's kind of thin because it really helps get that color into your crease. Like it really helps you get that nice, you know, like pack on that really deep color into your crease, especially if you're doing a cut crease. This is perfect because you can really like just keep on packing on colors and you won't find that it's too big for and it's like, oh my god, you know, it's getting everywhere. It gives you a very nice control and it's really easy to use. And that's why I love this brush. Like when I first started doing makeup, the E35 and E25 were like my only two blending brushes. It was all I bought because I didn't know which brushes I needed, but I felt like buying a bigger one and a smaller one and working them together would really get me like a decent eye look. So that's what I did. So for the longest time, you guys, my ass only used two blending brushes. So if you're watching a video where I'm using like 5 different ones, like no, I didn't start like that. You don't need to start like that. You can literally use 1 or 2 brushes and just gotta keep practicing. Just gotta really dedicate yourself to blending out that eye and you will get a nice blend. Alright, so next we have the E54 and this is called the medium sweeper. So what this one is basically just to place shadow all over your lid. I love that it's not too big and it's definitely pretty dense. Like the bristles are really packed in there, so you can really pack on that lid color. You can use this with metallic or you can use this with like shimmers. I find that it packs on shimmer pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, it really does. But if you use it wet, it would be even better. And it doesn't have much precision to it because it's like the bristles, there's a lot of bristles and it's not tapered or anything. So if you're trying to, you know, fill in your cut crease space, it's definitely not going to be the one you want to use. But if you're just doing all over lid space and, you know, packing on like a bunch of metallic, then yes, this is your go-to brush. Next we have the E56 and this is called the shader lid. So this one is definitely the thin, like almost like a concealer brush. It's very tapered, very precise. So this is definitely what you would use to pack on like glitter or pack on, you know, very precise pigment. I love to spray this brush with like water or Fix Plus and pack on like a lot of loose pigment or loose glitter. I even use this sometimes for just pressed like metallic shadow when I can't find my other brush. But I think that this one gives you that very precise look, especially when you're doing a cut crease like this and you're placing that color into the lid space. This one will really help you like stay in the lines basically because it's so precise and it's so perfect. And honestly, you can even use this to clean up your brows. This is pretty much, you know, you can double it as a concealer brush. You can either clean up your brows, clean up your wing liner, whatever it is that it may be. I love brushes that can be used for more than one thing. Alright, next we have the E30 and this is the pencil brush. And this one will be your lifesaver for a smoked out lower lash line girl. Like it's so tapered. It's very tapered, it's very precise, it's not too thin, not too big, and you can really get into that lower lash line to pack in that color. And I love that it's not too thin because sometimes when it's too thin, the color looks streaky, it's hard to blend. This one just gives you a really nice blend. And I think it's I Love Sarahi, she uses this when she wants to pack on more lid, more crease color, when she already has on her liner and she wants to just cut out that soft cut crease. I know she uses this for that. And sometimes I use this for that too. Like when I find that my cut crease is not harsh enough, I want to pack on a little bit more black or a little bit more brown, whatever it may be. I use this to kind of really like pack it on and draw that in there and then just like use a lighter hand to blend it out a little bit. But I think like pencil brushes are so, you know, so essential for your lower lash line. Like using like a regular blending brush on your lower lash line, which I've tried before, is hard. It is a hassle and I don't ever want to do that again. So I own a couple of these too and they're all for my lower lash line. All right, last but not least, we have the E10 and this is the small eyeliner brush. This is so thin. Like, you have to see this. Like, do you guys see how thin it is? Every time somebody sees this in my brush belt, they're like, girl, what do you use that for? And I'm like, excuse me, like, hello, did you not see the flick of the wrist? Like the eyeliner? What are you talking about? And they're like, how do you use that? How do you not use an angled brush? An angled brush is so much better. And to be completely honest with you, I have tried so many different angled brushes. I have even tried the Anastasia brow brush for my wing liner because it's so thin and so precise, but it doesn't work for me. And let me tell you why. It's because the people who can use the angled like liner brush, those are the people that have a lot of space to do a thick ass wing liner, because I don't have that much space. So for me to build up that winged liner, I need precision. And that angled brush is not going to give me precision, because the more I try to build it, the more I mess up and the more I'm starting to look like a panda. And I've tried it so many times with so many different liners and so many different brushes, and I find that this type of brush is always my lifesaver. I can use it with liquid lipstick. Sometimes I use liquid lipstick as eyeliner. I use, you know, cream liner, gel liner, whatever it is. I love this. I use it on my clients. Like, even if my clients have a large lid space, I will still use this because it just gives me such a precise line. And once it's like wet, if you may, I don't know, you can really thin it out and it becomes like, I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but here. Like, it gets so thin. Like, it gets super thin. So you can really just flick out that winged liner. And I've showed it to people, like, when they ask me, when they see my brush kit or my brush belt, and they're like, oh my God, like, what? I'm like, let me show you. Like, let me show you, okay? Because you will be amazed. And they are. They get amazed. They're like, oh my God, like, I need to invest in a brush like that. It's true, because when you use liquid liner, if you notice the ones that come in the little tube and then you open it, like, look at how thin the brush is. Like the NYC liner, the e.l.f. liquid liner, the NYX liquid liner. Like, look how thin that is, and look how nice it, you know, it looks when somebody uses it, because the brush is so thin and so easy to use. So I highly recommend this. They also have, I think it's the E11, and I don't know if they have another one, but the E11 is just a little bit bigger than this, so the E11 might be a little better if you're somebody who has more eyelid space, and then this is better for somebody who doesn't have so much eyelid space. All right, let me know if you guys have any questions, if you guys want me to use like all these brushes in a tutorial and like kind of talk about it more, or if you want me to do an all Sigma brush makeup video where I'm using all Sigma brushes, then definitely let me know, because I have no problem doing that. I love you guys so much. Thank you for tuning in again, and I'll see you next time. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you next time. Bye.